Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just sharing this real quick. Give me 1 second. What's going on, guys? Top of the morning to you. Just give me 1 second. I just went live. Only been live for 24 seconds. So give me a second. I'm just sharing this real quick, and I'm gonna be right with y'all. We're gonna talk about this. You heard? Give me a second. I'm just sharing this real quick, and I'm gonna be right with y'all. We're gonna talk about this. You heard? Give me 1 second, guys. Just give me one. Unfortunately, we have to do all our promoting ourselves here. I still don't understand that, but that's the way this happens, guys. Hold on 1 second. I only been live for 43 seconds, so calm down. Hit that like button if y'all coming in. As many of y'all know, if y'all YouTubers, we have to share our own material. YouTube won't do it for us, trust me. Trust me on that one. Okay, that should be good. All right, so listen. As many of you guys know, this is like a second gig for me right here. Hello. But if any of y'all don't know, my name is Davin Lewis. I worked at the Bad Boy Entertainment for over 17 years. I started out as a street team, moved up to the marketing department, moved on from there, promoting everything from Ciroc, DeLeon, Revolt TV, you name it, every last one of his products. Up until subsequently about 2016 going into 2017. So I was there at Bad Boy Entertainment for a while, as many of y'all know. I'm also a recording artist. I've sold music, etc., etc., etc. So you get it from a verified source of someone that was actually around, as opposed to a lot of these other bloggers that never been in the music industry, don't know anybody in the music industry, except for people they sit down to pay them a fee to interview. Now, the topic of discussion has always been, and has been since the beginning of Diddy's trial, whether or not he was going to get a pardon from Trump. And there's been people that speculated, there's been people that said, hey, well, he's going to get a pardon. Ultimately, watch. I listen to the podcast, I hear. And I say to myself, you know what? You might be fucking right. Shout out to goddamn Trump. I'm trying to tell you, man. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. I'll review something real quick. Got these buses in front of me. You know, Trump out here doing all kinds of things, and sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's just a good damn president, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just a good damn president. So I appreciate some of the things that he's doing. I appreciate some of the lingo that's going on or whatever, some of the conversations. Plus, we've been through a lot, man. You know, somebody tried to take him out in the prisons. And, you know, I don't know about everybody else, but I know I can speak for at least one of my Bad Boy brothers I was hanging with last night. Shout out to him. We want Puff to be all right. We don't want anything to happen to Puff. So I want to read this article for y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy it. Could Diddy be released from prison? Rapper scores legal win in sentence appeal process. So this is about the appeal. One route, and I was standing right there down at the trial, as many of y'all know, when Mark Agnifilio mentioned himself, and he said at that time, and I think I'm going to clip that up and present it to y'all, out of a lot of different material I got from that trial when I was there. Mark Agnifilio had said at that time he was going to file an appeal, which he did. Now, the appeal process takes a while. You have to get approval from the judge, which has happened. And the process is going to go forward. Now, we're looking at a first court date, I think it's something in April or something like that for him. Sean Diddy Combs may have a new legal home, but his eye remains on freedom. The embattled music mogul bid for early release from prison gained some momentum November 3rd after a judge signed off on an expediting appeals process, according to court documents. In October, Combs, 56, was sentenced to 50 months, roughly 4 years in prison. Y'all all know that story. After he was convicted of sex trafficking charges. Combs, who had been held at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center ever since his arrest in September 2024, was reportedly transferred to FCI Fort Dixon, New Jersey on October 30th. The Grammy Award-winning rapper was set to be released from prison on May 8, 2028. And that ain't just around the corner, just so you know. According to the Federal Bureau of Prisons online database, in a ruling from Judge Beth Robinson. Now, this is not Judge Samaranian, okay? That's not who's seeing over this. So if you got that mistaken in your head, this is not anything to do with Judge Samaranian anymore. Now it's a process of talking to a totally different judge. So in a ruling from Judge Beth Robinson in the U.S. Court of Appeals for a Second Circuit, Robinson granted Combs' legal team a request to fast-track the appeals process scheduled to kick off in December. The U.S. government, the opposing party in Combs' federal case, did not appeal the proposed schedule, according to earlier court documents, reached out to this publication reached out to Combs' representatives for a comment. The legal win comes from attorneys. Combs filed a notice of appeal in the U.S. District Court of Southern District of New York on October the 20th. So that's when he actually filed it. At a federal sex trafficking investigation and a series of sexual abuse civil lawsuits, Combs was arrested on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to involve prostitution. The Bad Boy Records founder went to trial in May, during which prosecutors presented their case, blah, 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 blah. You guys all know that. So the appeals process on July 2nd, the 12-person jury handed down. Why does anyone want to speed up? Okay, so here's something interesting. Why does Diddy want to speed up the appeals process? According to Combs and his legal team, the music mogul has been serving his debt to society. In their request for an expedited appeal schedule, filed October 29, Combs' attorneys noted that the rapper has already served about 14 months of his 50-month sentence because of the prison time he has accumulated since his arrest. Additionally, Combs may be eligible for reductions on his sentence under the Residential Drug Abuse Program and the First Step Act, both of which aimed at reduce recidivism among prisoners through targeted rehabilitation programs to ensure that Mr. Combs meaningfully benefits from the appellate ruling vacating his sentence. We propose a schedule that will expedite the court's consideration of Mr. Combs' appeal, the filing said. According to the approved expedited schedule, Combs' opening a brief and appendix for his appeal are due on December the 23rd. So December the 23rd, I had said listening, but I think there's going to be duns that actually fall under that. So I want y'all to listen to this carefully. According to the approved expedited schedule, Combs' opening brief appendix for his appeal are due by December 23rd. So that's where they're going to have to put out the bulk of what's going on. That's on December 23rd, followed by the U.S. government's brief deadline of February 20th, 2026. Combs' response to the government brief will be, meaning he has to present why he believes this, will then be due by March 13, 2026, and all arguments can begin as early as April. So that's what I was talking about April. So I knew it was something in there about April. So if this goes as planned, Puff could actually shut the fuck up. If this goes as planned, Puff could sorry about that. If this goes as planned, Puff could actually get out early. And should I be mad? I'm not, if you think I am. Let's go. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can get this thing moving and shaking or whatever. Now, this is what I want to talk to you about, what everybody wants to talk about. And I want to give a shout out to Harvey Levin. Shout out Brooklyn. What's going on, Brooklyn? Harvey's from Brooklyn. Harvey used to be right down in Times Square, not even steps from here. They used to do the People's Court. That's where Harvey comes from. So Harvey's one of us, you know what I mean? Shout out to Harvey Levin. Hey, now and then you do a good goddamn job. You know I play it, but you're not too shabby there. Shout out to TMZ. All right, so I wanted to read this for y'all because in between all that talking that everybody was doing about whether or not old boy want us free Puffy. Listen, let me tell you something, right? I'm not your old boy. I'm not your homeboy. I don't know you. You're a stranger. Please don't address me like we're friends, all right? Other than that, you can stay in the chat room, do whatever you want to. If you would have heard the open log, I told everybody, and everybody that knows me on this channel, that's how I know you're someone new. I worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for over 17 years. Most people on this channel know that. So if you ask me, do I want to see Puff free? I don't know. Because he got convicted of some male hookers. Are you mad about the male hookers? Oh, y'all, we got a sweet pickle in here. He's worried about the male hookers. Aren't you? Everybody say hi to Seth. Hey, Seth. Hey, girl. Seth's worried about the male hookers. Huh? All right, let's go here. Diddy scores legal victory at Trump pardon not off the table in sex crime case. Experts. Legal experts say Sean Diddy Combs' expedited appeal is an important first step towards freedom for the disgraced music mogul. Sean Diddy Combs scored a victory in the disgraced music mogul's federal sex crime case. Diddy's demand for expedited appeal was granted Monday, paving the way for possible oral arguments to take place as early as April 2026. The move is an important first step towards freedom, and I'll be missing you, rapper. He possibly eyes a pardon from President Donald Trump. Legal experts say the expedited appeal is a procedural win for Diddy. Niema Ramani, founder of the West Coast Trial Lawyers, told this news publication the government doesn't oppose the request, which made it easier. So they didn't oppose it. That's a good thing. which made it easier. But the Court of Appeal apparently agreed that the appeal would moot if it went through a normal 12 to 18-month process. I think they meant to put mute. They put mute. If anybody knows what mute means, that's spelled M-O-O-T. I never heard that word before in my life. Some people, they try to throw in words they don't even need to throw them in. What the hell? When have you ever used, I began to mute in the moment? Who the fuck uses that? All right, let me continue on here. The expedited appeal is a procedural win for Diddy. Neoma Romani, founder of the West Coast Trial Lawyers, told this news publication the government didn't oppose the request, which made it easier. But the Court of Appeal apparently agreed and that the appeal would mute if it went through the normal 12 to 18-month process, at least in respect to the sentence. There's a chance that Diddy would be allowed to serve the end of his sentence in a halfway house or home confinement under the RDAP program. I don't know what that's an acronym for, so don't ask me. After the appeal would normally have been decided. The sentencing argument that the judge shouldn't have considered the acquittal conduct the best argument on the appeal. The former federal prosecutor added, if it was more difficult for Diddy to argue, the conviction should be reversed in its entirety because he didn't participate in the sex acts, although they were pornography. Even though it was just a win on the procedure note and not to the merit, the important first step for Diddy while he continues to lobby President Trump to commute his sentence, as he should do. God damn it. How about that? All right, Diddy has moved for Federal Correction Institute. I think I've done all this. The musician was sentenced, I think there's a bigger explanation of why things happen to P. Diddy accused of what he's doing, and the president and his people are made aware of all that. There was certainly assist in having the right people look at the right things. Now, this is the thing about it when he says that statement right there, and I got to point this out. There's a guy, actually it was about 3 guys now that have been pardoned. One of them was, in particularly, I forgot, I think some type of financier. He's an Asian guy. He had pardoned him, but I forgot how many years he had got. Now, this is the thing. It was actually the appealing, not the appealing board. I don't know if they commuted it or pardoned it, because it's 2 different things. You can get your sentence commuted. That just means you get automatically out of jail. That means you still have the charge, you still have the sentence and everything like that applied to you. And then getting pardoned, it means the whole thing is eradicated. And that's 2 different processes, and both of those processes take a long. Hell nah, boy, you talking too. You real upset, huh? Listen, guys, I want to put something in perspective for you, right? As I throw my Cash App up here, I want to show you what I mean by the mentally ill on this app. There's a man in my chat room right now at 9:58 in the morning. Now, most men out here, 9:58 in the morning, be doing what I'm doing and getting paid off this app, as I usually do. Or most men are at work, which I'm doing, because I got to fill out W-2s for this, and I get paid for this. So I'm asking myself, Seth, if you're in here in my chat room, what are you doing this morning? Now, everything will point to you have a PlayStation 5 controller in one hand, and you have a cell phone in the other. And with one hand, you're texting me and saying all your inner inhibitions towards other men based on the fact that you're mad about Diddy. Sir, that's real suspect. So I gave you a chance. I let you say one thing. I let you get away with that. It will not be a third. Let me see something before I go. Yeah, you've been on here for 1 year and got 2 subscribers. Yeah, you a loser when it comes to this game. All right, so I'm not talking to guys like that. I'm sorry for the interruption. You've heard the things that I've read right there. He's won the appellant, so it's going to be a 3-part process for that, and hopefully he'll be in court by April if this procedure goes full through. There wasn't any opposition towards him filing for the appeal through the appeals process, so that's a plus right there. And then 2, what things stuck out to me, the process has basically begun. So whether it's a pardon, whether it's a commutation of his sentence here, or whether it's simply just Trump gives him the pardon himself or the pardon board itself, because Trump actually has somebody that's part of the pardon board. So I caught him the other day when there was this Asian gentleman, that's what I was speaking of. He had been pardoned, and Trump didn't know his charges, didn't even know who the guy was. So that happens. And then there's, what is this guy's name? George Santos. Oh God, he was a piece of work. George Santos stole from 11 people, including people in his family. All right, he should have. They could have kept that motherfucker. Like seriously, he was a real piece of work. And then there was somebody else that he pardoned too. I forgot who it was. But altogether, it's been about 3 or 4 different people since the discussion even came up about Puff. And if you look at those guys' trials and you look at their charges, it's much worse. I often tell y'all Harvey Weinstein's charges are a hell of a lot worse. You know, and I covered his trial. So, and I'm talking about in person. A lot of these people say I covered the trial. No, if you wasn't there on foot, you did not cover the trial. You was in your bedroom or your car talking about the trial. So anyway, long story short here, I'm thinking that it might be that. Now I'm gonna get my personal twist on this or whatever. Then I'm gonna read a couple more articles for you because there's some also other interesting things I want to talk about with Buck. Not only do I think he's gonna get the pardon, I'm hoping that Trump will give him the pardon based on the fact that we've seen all these other guys that are horrible. I mean, that George Santos guy, trash. All right, this guy that did the cryptocurrency thing, I forgot what this Asian gentleman's name is, trash. If you get this guy stole, hold on one second. This guy stole millions, if I think it's not billions from people. Now, this is the thing. I do a little investing, but I don't mess with that cryptocurrency thing. FDIC doesn't protect it. It's not insured. It's a gamble. You know what I mean? So I don't mess with it. But when you take people's money intentionally, I got a problem with that. We had a guy named Bernie Madoff, I think that's what his name was. He did the same thing. I don't like people that take old folks' money and shit like that. I think we should be able to take them around the corner and have a way with them. You know what I'm saying? Come take my grandmother's money. Come take my grandmother's money. I got me and my brother, we'll sort you out. Don't you worry about it. So one of the main things I would say to you guys is this. Not only do I hope he gets the appeal, I hope that he measures out and somehow or another is able to receive, I don't know, a steady process, if that makes any sense. And that steady process, I think, will come with the courts. So here's my personal twist on it. I think Puff should have been out. That's my personal twist on it. I think he should have been out. I think there's way worse guys that are out that are either got an ankle bracelet. You look at a guy from Abercrombie & Fitch, he was disgusting. He was doing that to little boys. That's another subject I bring up a lot of times too. These boys getting, abused, and nobody pays attention to the boys getting abused, but we pay attention to the girls getting abused. So, we gotta be on an equal playing field here. Some of these young boys, I saw a couple stories with teachers that were getting knocked up. I mean, just as recently as 2023, 2024, teachers that were getting knocked up by students, or they were sleeping with the students, or something or another. So there's always some kind of silly rhetoric that goes along with it. But you get a 23, 24-year-old teacher, and she's teaching 17-year-old kids, what do you think you're going to expect to get? So, unhappy with the marriage, boyfriend not doing what he used to do, stuff like that. It's psychological stuff on her behalf, not his, probably most of the time. There's a lot of people out there that done a lot worse than Puff. And they're on trial right now as we speak. So Puff is somehow the spokesman for all the terrible people, because I notice when you guys have these conversations, you don't make those people inclusive to the conversation. You just center in and headline Puff as the antithesis of anything that's sexual assault. And I'm like, well, that would be cool if he got actually convicted of the things that we're talking about. So since he only got convicted of the hookers, in a due process with the law at the courthouse, it will become then apparent that some people just don't believe in the law. And that's what I got a problem with. You can't, in America or anywhere else, it becomes slander after a moment. So a lot of you guys that got channels, be careful what you say. The tides are going to change and the pendulum is going to change. I'm giving you a warning. I see some people that have been talking about their theories and made up belief stories from everything from, he messed with kids. Well, Prosecutor Comey, she had an opportunity to throw that in. She didn't throw that in. Not only Prosecutor Comey, but Prosecutor Comey and her team had the chance to throw that in. They were able to subpoena who? Kid Cudi. They were able to subpoena Don Rashad. They were able to subpoena. You think they wouldn't bring that up? So when somebody keeps carrying that narrative, that becomes what you call reckless endangerment of the truth. Now, that type of slander don't always stick. I'll give you that. But depending on what you say and depending on what you devise in your mind, it could stick. And that could lead you in a little pickle where you're able to not pay that $1.2 million or $1.4 million settlement. Now, if you want to take your chances in life, you go ahead. It wouldn't be me. So I would say to a lot of you guys that are keeping on these stories, and for whatever reason it is, I want to tell Trump, I want to tell the appealing board, I want to tell Judge Samarinian, because I'm pretty sure you're going to have to do some input on this. And if you guys have seen, I had Judge Samarinian on camera 3 or 4 times during the process of the trial down there. He's actually an all right guy. But I will say this to you. All these made-up stories and sitting down with these podcasters and getting paid $2,000 or $3,000 for your expertise on something that never happened is beyond my comprehension. I don't see how somebody can call themselves a reputable blogger or a reputable person, a person of decent character. I don't understand how you can get online and literally continue lies, you know? And the reason I'm speaking about it is because this might affect something that Trump in his decision process. And I don't want that to happen. So that's why I tagged in, you know, Trump Tower's in there and tagged in and everything like that, because hopefully if it's not between me, Mark Garagos, if it's not between him, if it's between any of the other guys, Mark, like Filio, whatever, make sure that you reach that out. There's a lot of lies being told about this man. And it's like the judicial process is over. He got convicted of male hookers. And where's their sympathy and empathy? You know, you keep calling about Cassie. He got convicted of the male hookers, all 9 of them. So, so that's the only thing the guy's convicted of. I know I was down there. I'm going to throw some more footage today. You guys know I was down there when Trump was going through his process. I came up here actually the day after that went through, and I was rooting for Trump because I know how this goes now. There are a lot of girls that are, and I want to get this more out to people. There's a lot of girls nowadays that are going through this thing where they're using the court system as retaliation. And it's a dangerous method of doing things. Because what happens is in the mix of that, you start getting the girls that have really been abused, the girls that have really been assaulted, the girls that have really been harmed. You get in the way of them, you know, for a couple likes, a potential payout. You know, make no mistake about it. This girl, Cassie, got $30 million from Puff. $30 million. And with that $30 million, since it was a judgment, she didn't have to pay any taxes on it, which usually would be somewhere between, I don't know, $30 million, probably about 35 to 37%, depending on what state she lives in. I think she lives in Cali, so it'd be pretty high. I know in Connecticut, they do anywhere between, I think it's 20 or something like that percent, maybe a little bit lower than that. I'm not, it depends on what bracket you're in, too. That matters. But the point of the matter is she got $30 million, dude. Like, at that point, you just walk off. You say, all right, it's done. You don't stick around for it, you know? So I'm hoping the Puff gets the appeal, gets the pardon or commutation of his case by Trump. I appreciate it if you did. I think that a lot of these other guys that have been pardoned, whether it's been through the pardon board, that's why I said I don't want to say personally Trump, because a lot of people will get in contention, they'll get confused, and they'll say, oh, well, Trump pardoned that guy the other day that was the financier and the Bitcoin thing. He didn't pardon him. The pardon board and the lady that's in charge of the pardon board, which is a black woman, she's the one that gave him that pardon, not Trump. Not Trump. So Trump didn't even know about it, and I think it was 2 other guys, and there's other presidents that have pardoned people, and they don't know that they pardoned. It's the pardon board itself that pardons it. So it's a totally different process. So if you guys don't understand the process or whatever, please do your research. That's all. I didn't know that stuff, and I had to do my research. And a lot of you guys are scared to pick up, you know, Google's your friend. Google's your friend. I read the thing about him bragging about the what's the name? He's going to get a pardon and everything like that. Y'all heard my, because I see about 18 videos on that. That's why I'm looking at it. Y'all heard my thoughts on that. Just shut the fuck up. That's what I would say to Puff. Shut the fuck up. All right, that part's over. All right, and there was one other thing I wanted to read here for you guys that I thought was of a little importance, and then I'm going to be on my way because I am totally tired. I wanted to come through here and make sure I did this. I went inside, talked to a good gentleman inside the Trump Tower real quick. You can see that in the last video. Shout out to him. Yeah, see, that's an old video. So, in conclusion, real quick, the rest of this stuff is not even worth. Oh yeah, it was one thing I did want to read. Yeah, stay right here, stay right here, stay right here. I was trying to remember what it was, and now I remember. You know, I never ever met him. I never had a chance to meet him. He is one of the founders of Bad Boy Entertainment. I don't know Kurt Burrows. I never got the chance to meet Kurt Burrows. Kurt Burrows was actually a Bad Boy before I was there. Honestly enough, he was there, I think, in 91-ish, 92, something like that, like the ascension of the company itself. So I wasn't around during those times with Groovy, Lou, and all those guys or whatever, which I'm sure was some exciting years. It was some of the best years of the company, but I wasn't around then. I didn't come around until about 2000 going into 2001. So I'm that era of Bad Boy Entertainment. Like, you know, and by that time, Big's gone and Craig Mack's not on the label anymore. So, you know, I was with a whole new batch of artists. So my time is like Shine and Black Rob, G-Dep, who else? I guess you could throw Danity Kane in there because I mean, that's how we promoted the album. So all those artists that I mentioned, that's more of my era of Bad Boy, not like some people will think, oh, you was around with Big? And I'm like, nah, the closest I got to Big was recording at Daddy's House Recording Studio. I literally recorded 4 songs in the same room that he recorded in, Cassie recorded. There's only 4 rooms in there, or was in there. But if you go on here, just put in my name and put in Daddy's House Recording Studio, you'll see multiple videos of me recording. You'll also see a couple videos I did when I went up there, and just because it's not there anymore, obviously, but you know what I mean? I went up there and it was everybody. Wyclef, so many different people that came through that studio. Wyclef walked in on my session one time. It's like, yo, who that? This is the truth. You know what I mean? So him and his, what was his artist name? Haitian Fresh. Shout out to Haitian Fresh. It was him and Haitian Fresh, man. Shout out to them. And shout out to Wyclef John. I don't know what he's doing nowadays. You know what I mean? But I wish him the best. I see Lauryn Hill, she's still traveling and everything like that. I'm gonna be back out here, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm working on a new project now. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get some things fixed. As y'all know, I've been going through this trials and tribulations of going through the freaking dentist every 5 minutes. So I've been taking y'all on my journey and filming that and everything like that. It's gonna be a long process, but we getting it done. Get her done. All right, I wanna read this about Kurt Burrows and then I'm gonna let it go. Janet Combs, the 84-year-old mother and battle hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs, is pushing back hard against fresh legal claims trying to tying her and her son's decade-old business dealings. Now going by the name Janice Smalls, she has filed a motion asking the judge to dismiss former Bad Boy executive Kurt Burrows' lawsuit, which accuses her of helping Diddy forcibly obtain Burrows' 25% ownership stake in the label back in 1996. According, Smalls insists that she has no involvement whatsoever in the alleged incident or the negotiations surrounding Burrows' stake in Bad Boy. Hold on, let me continue reading this. The lawsuit also names, Diddy's longtime attorney, Kenneth Lassalis, as a co-defendant. Smalls filing notes that she hasn't resided in New York since 2012. That is true, because that's around the time they first left. I remember that. 2012 is residing, like I took many of y'all before at our old office at 1540 Broadway, right in Midtown Manhattan. And that's when they pulled out. We went from BMG, Bertelsmann Music Group, to Atlantic being our distributor. I was in a time when they still had physical entities. Everything wasn't still like, how can I explain it? Like, it wasn't digital mediums. It was still physical entities, so you still had CDs, you still had, you know, LPs, things like that or whatever. Our building was attached to this place called Virgin Megastore. It's now Forever 21, I think. Last time I checked, it was Forever 21. But yeah, they had that. They had Tower Records, all that stuff. Burrows originally brought similar allegations 2 decades ago, filing the 2003 lawsuit against incarcerated mogul and Lassalis, in which he alleged that he had been forced to sign over his stake under the perceived threat of being beaten with a baseball bat. I'm going to read that again for y'all since that bus came by. Burrows originally brought similar allegations 2 decades ago, filing the 2003 lawsuit of the incarcerated mogul and Lassalis, in which he had alleged that he had been forced to sign over his stake under the perceived threat of being beaten with a baseball bat. The case was dismissed in 2006, so he had one round at it and it was dismissed in 2006, so that's a 3-year legal battle, just to put it in perspective for you. The case was dismissed in 2006 when the judge ruled that the statute of limitations had expired. Barrow's new complaint seeks to revive those long-settled accusations about tying Smalls to the alleged scheme and a connection she flatly denies. Adding to legal trouble, Smalls was also mentioned earlier this year in a $33 million federal RICO complaint filed by former Diddy associate Dion D1 Betts, who accused her of helping steal his intellectual property rights, royalties, and publishing revenue. The suit specifically referenced the 1998 Godzilla soundtrack hit "Come With Me," claiming Best controlled, owned, produced, and/or created the song before the rights were allegedly taken. The lawsuit, however, was dismissed without prejudice in September, so that's 2 lawsuits that were dismissed. And that's why I raised an eye at it, because each one of these lawsuits has been dismissed. And another thing that comes in query is statute of limitations. Statute of limitations, that could be a killer. And I'll give you an example. With Cassie did something, I read it off at that time. It's called the Adult Survivors Act. And it was neat. I ain't gonna front. For some people, I don't think for Diddy, but for some people it was neat. The Adult Survivors Act stated that they gave these girls an extension of a year. It was actually brought forth, and it was an antithesis for something called the Child Survivors Act. So it was kind of like an extension of that or whatever. Well, the statute, well, not the statute, they got extended for, I think it was give me 1 second. It got extended for like 1 year. So that 1 year, you saw these major complaints, and I think it was Thanksgiving. It was the weekend of Thanksgiving, 2000. Yeah, it's going to have to be 2023 now. That was about 2 years ago. It was it was the week of Thanksgiving, and I remember that Wednesday was the last day of operational days for city workers. When we came back to city workers on Friday, it had been something like 3,000 freaking cases filed in 3 days. I mean, everybody was on. They had Mayor Adams on that. They had Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. They had, what's this other guy's name? From Guns N' Roses. They had him. You just go Google it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Just put in the Adult Survivors Act and then put behind it New York City. That's all you got to put behind it. You'll get a list of everybody that came up in those complaints. So when I circle back around and circumnavigate once again, and I say a lot of these girls are using the judicial system for their own pawns to get money, and it's sad. You can accuse a guy of doing anything nowadays. You know that, and it's dangerous. It's real dangerous. And I don't know where society's going to go with that, but I think it needs to be. I think a lot of the judges need to know some of these scams that these girls are doing, because you got to understand. When you're talking about the music business and you're talking about these girls that all of a sudden file these suits from like 2001 or something that happened in 2002 or 2003, you want me to be honest about it? A lot of these girls tap out. All right, a lot of these, let me tell you what I mean. If most of these girls, I remember a time when they used to have auditions for girls to be in videos. You couldn't just be a girl that was on Instagram and they pick you off of Instagram and get a video, right? Well, if you get that same girl and now she's like 45, some of these girls are 50, some of these girls are in their late 30s or whatever. You saw this with Amber Rose. You see this with a lot of the girls even of this decade. These girls, they tap out, man. You can only shake booty in a video but so many times. You know what I mean? So it's like now all that you put your faith into, and I can identify with it because I know a lot of artists that put all their faith into their music and they just didn't pop off. It's kind of like the same thing, but the difference is you can come back as a musician. Ain't no coming back once that body fall. Once that body fall, it's over. So a lot of these girls are stuck with contention because that's the only talent is to be in videos, half newly clad. And so what happens is they try to cash out. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. They become to a certain lifestyle. If you need example of that, Daphne, I ain't gonna say her last name, which is one of the people that was on trial. She was in a $10,000 a month apartment that Puff was continuously paying for while he was locked up. I can't make this up. This was part of the testimony. She was in a $10,000 a month apartment. Let me tell y'all something real quick. Let me tell you something. The day that I spend $10,000 a month on an apartment, which in a year adds up to, what is that, $120,000, I will take that $120,000 and put it towards that mortgage. You understand me? Especially out where I live at. So I'm just, in Connecticut for $120,000 down? You kidding me? She wasn't even smart enough to tell me, hey, just give me an apartment. I mean, give me a house. I'll take care of the rest. Just give me a house. She said, no, I want the apartment. So that gives you a clear detail of how these girls, they're used to their lifestyle. And they're trying to maintain that lifestyle. And they can't do it. Now, I know this better than anybody because I've been in every goddamn car you could think of. I've been in every nice hotel you could think of, from the W, Fontainebleau, all across this beautiful ass country of ours. And I'll show y'all the pictures and the video to prove it. So I ain't got a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. I appreciate them likes. All right. So, like I said, I ain't got a lot about none of that now. When you get a girl that fades away from the life, a lot of times it's different than when the guys fade away. The guys tend, a lot of times, a lot of strong women, they come back. I mean, Tina Turner came back, right? But a lot of the girls, and I'll give you one right now that's sitting on Joe Budden's podcast. Go ask her. What's the girl, Melissa Ford? Go ask her. She know. Melissa Ford, she's from Canada. She got to be about 48. She comes from that time. She comes from the time when them girls were busting down, boy. You would look at some of these girls. Listen, it got this deep. And Melissa Ford is part of that. If you believe me, go right now to Google, enter in Melissa Ford, because y'all don't know that version of her. She's older now. So a lot of these girls, they go and they recreate themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a stripper anymore. I'm now a spokesman for children. The fuck you are. Hell you say. Not in this school, you ain't. Anyway. Y'all better be careful. There'll be some strippers out here influencing your kids. But anyway, listen. Go ask Melissa Ford. Go to Google right now. Enter in Melissa Ford, and you'll see pictures of her when she used to model. You tell me if she looks like the modest woman she puts on. All these girls from that period of 2005 to 2015, it seems, are the girls that are online talking the most, the girls that are online accusing men of stuff, the girls that are online filing lawsuits, the girls that are online talking about, yo, my life has been torn to shreds, I can't model no more. Yo, you can't model no more because you're 48. That's why you can't model no more. And if you would have saved your money instead of buying them Birkin bags, so you don't never talk about that. They always talk about the rappers and the basketball players that go broke. Let's start talking about some of these women that go broke. That's what I want to get into. Let's start talking about some of these women that go broke. Because a lot of these girls go broke getting car services, wanting to fly private, wanting to have the biggest hotel room, wanting to have the newest Birkin bag, wanting to have the newest Prada. These girls go broke trying to ascertain and keep all that stuff or whatever. Because there's always a new bag that comes out, don't you know? So what I want to make aware, and I'm doing this one on purpose. I'm saying this on purpose because I want to make sure I put this up. What I want to say to Judge Samaranian, Judge Beth, and a few others that are in the judicial process, and even cops when y'all show up on some of these calls, please examine these hoes deeply. Because they plotting on you, they plotting on you, and they plotting on the guy at the same time. All right, he's gonna be my shield. Dun, I'll call the cops. They'll have my back. Sometimes officers look at the situation as an even spread, and sometimes you might find yourself putting that hoe in handcuffs. I've seen some of these goddamn police camera videos. These girls are nuts. Like, I saw what I do the police cam videos sometime on my channel. And I do that because, let me tell y'all why. Give me a second. I'm gonna tell y'all why I do it. I'm gonna tell y'all why I do it. Just let this bus go through. The reason I do those videos like that is because of pure simple fact. I'm a firm believer. I've been saying this for 5 years on my channel. Anybody on my channel, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's just good goddamn police work. Go ahead, officer. We don't like that motherfucker either. Get him, officer. You need some help with his cuffs. He said they too tight. Fuck him. Put him in the car. For real. Sometimes it's just good goddamn police work. I've seen some of these videos, and I'm talking about specifically with the girls. The guys, they'll give a little lip a lot of times, and you might get one motherfucker, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going back. You know, you get them guys. But the girls, they be attacking the cops and shit. I watched this girl literally run. The cops were putting the cuffs on. It was like they was being nice too. So, you know, they was giving her the exception that she was a woman. That broad slid out the cuffs, ran up the stairs and said, I got a gun on me. I want to say, goddamn, that officer shot her righteously in her motherfucking leg. You should have heard her. Oh, he shot me, yo. Stop playing silly ass games. Like a lot of women, y'all starting to think that just because you're a woman, that somehow circumnavigates you from the law. It doesn't. You gotta stop playing games. I've seen who was the other one I had? I had another one that was, I played for y'all. That was the one where they came to the woman's house and she actually had her dead daughter in the freaking closet and had moved out the apartment, left the apartment abandoned. And they went there for something else because they hadn't seen the little girl. And so I guess the brother or somebody like that reported it, and he had lived in another state, so her own brother told on her. So they went to the apartment, and as they were at the apartment, they got the update. They said, "What's that address?" Boom. They said, "Oh, we supposed to be here anyway." They went into the closet. There was literally, she had put the baby in the stroller. The baby had been there for like 6 or 7 months, and the maintenance people had alerted her brother because they found the number in the apartment. I was like, that's crazy. So a lot of these women, whether you believe it or not, are batshit crazy. If it's your first time with me, I smoke on camera and I curse. So, hey guys, make sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. I've got probably no less than 50 videos like that. And I always highlight it with the girls because I'm like, all right, everybody's seen cops and all that stuff or whatever. We never seen these girls in action. I mean, they are vicious. I saw another one, I think it was probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I got to pay that one for y'all too. And you'll see this stuff. It's crazy, man. So, give me 1 second, y'all. I got this bus going by. What I'm saying to you is, in a nutshell, is you got a lot of these girls out here nowadays that somehow or another feel they are above the law, beyond reprieve, they are beyond everything, you know, and I find that kind of southern. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna give you my little finale real quick. And guys, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. Get your boy some breakfast this morning if you're listening to me. I'm about to head home, but I like to eat some breakfast before I get on this long-ass train. Well, it ain't long, about 40 minutes. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna close this down. I'm gonna open it right back up. Don't go anywhere so I can put my Cash App in here. All right, guys, I told you guys I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. In conclusion, because I got to go out here. I'm starving right now. Guys, this is my Cash App right here. Make sure y'all donate to the cause, support the channel. I appreciate it. I don't know why I can't do it the other way. I ain't got time for all that, so I just write it like this. If y'all support it, y'all support. If y'all don't, y'all don't. You know what I mean? I just find it kind of weird that I'm the only vlogger that doesn't get donated to. It's like, it's crazy, but you know, we live and let learn. Y'all believe that though? Because of my opinions, because of where I stand with things. It's like, don't donate to him. He said something about the FBA. Did you guys see my video I did? I filmed some people giving out food to people last night. I thought it was the greatest thing, and I said, let me go ahead and film that or whatever. She had offered me something because she sees me all the time. And I was like, no, I don't want nothing. Give it to the people that are out here that need it. You know what I'm saying? There was just a whole, throughout that whole strip right there, there's a whole bunch of homeless people and stuff like that. And some of the people, they don't eat for 2 or 3 days. And I'm like, that's the last thing you want, a stark, raving, hungry crackhead. Pushing somebody off the subway platform. I ain't ate in 2 days. Fuck everybody. You know, that's the attitude. It's a psychosis. As we speak about psychosis, and I end this, I just want to say to the judges, I want to say to the cops, I want to say to anybody in that judicial system and segue, remember this, and I mean this linear between all of y'all. There are a lot of women that have become very manipulative. The first place you want to start to find some of this manipulation is square one, online. Now, the particular places I would tell you to go to get its most heinous is on Twitter. The second place is on YouTube. You need an example of that. The guy that shot Trump, or attempted to shoot Trump, well, he did shoot Trump because he shot Trump in the ear. He had a manifesto, where? Online. He had been talking to these people about what he was going to do for at least 2 months online. So that's where you want to start it. You need to start, and I say this to a lot of these guys. If you're going to do these trials and everything like that, don't just look at these girls' texts, all right? They're real slick at texting. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they'll say one thing and it means something totally different. So you got to be able to decode that. It's its own language itself. But more importantly enough, make sure when you're online, look at their online history. These are the things you're going to look for. You're going to look and see, is this a person that's always taunting people online? The next thing you'll look for after that, is this a person that's online and they're always making fun of men? You'll find a lot of misandrous and toxic feminists within these confines or whatever. So what you'll find is if you go through their history online, especially Twitter, especially YouTube, another person, example, Charlie Kirk, his killer. He had a manifesto right here on YouTube. He literally told people what's his name? Robertson, I think that's what his name is. He literally told people here on YouTube and made an announcement what he was going to do to Charlie Kirk. So I would tell, as far as the judicial system is concerned, and I'll wrap this around with Puff, make sure that you investigate these girls a little bit thoroughly, and you'll find a whole bunch of missteps that you might have missed, and be like, why the fuck did we even have a trial? If I would have seen these tweets, you get what I'm saying here? And you'll get a mark. Now I'm not saying this is always necessarily true, but let's say 85% of the time. 85% of the time. Second thing you want to look for how many boyfriends she has. See, that's a lot. Oh, y'all want to see this dump truck? This shit is dope. Hold on, I gotta let y'all see this. Isn't that dope? That is the dope. It's like a work of art. Isn't that dope? That is dope. I like that. All right, let me turn this back around. Let me get back to the premise. The point I'm getting at, oh my God, I hope he doesn't get me flagged. I hope to God he don't get my shit flagged. I'll take it out later. Anyway, listen. The second thing that you want to do in the judicial process nowadays is you want to make sure when you're talking to these girls, you get a thorough scope of how many men they've dated in the past 2 years. When you find out how many men they've dated in just the past 2 years, it'll let you know something. And you'll see the same thing that I was talking about with the $10,000 apartment being purchased a month for Daphne, one of the leading witnesses in the Diddy trial. $10,000 a month while he was still locked up. The second thing you'll find that these girls have a pattern of using men. You understand what I'm saying? Now that's where you want to really look at it. You'll say, okay, well, who paid for this? Who paid for that? Who paid for this? Who paid for that? And why did they pay for it? Now, that could be two reasons. It could be trying to butter her up because he did something to her. I ain't promoting that. But also, there's a high possibility that this is just what she does. A lot of women live off men nowadays. That's just what it is. And what I mean by that is, if you go back just 10 years ago, wasn't no women out here demanding that a man make $100,000? I find it laughable. That's what I would say, those two things. I'll do something else later. I just wanted to add those two things. Make sure you go online, please, police officers, judges, go through them hoes' history. And you will see deep ho-idity and thottery. Be like, yeah, I'm getting ready to go out tonight, girl. He said he gonna spend a band on me, girl. You know that. I got flown out. That's why I was confused when they said the sex trafficking thing. I was like, well, don't these girls get online all the time and talking about they getting flown out? We was just talking about Sweetie flying out. Ain't that sex trafficking if you fly with to Dubai? I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Guys, make sure you support the channel. Hit the Cash App up. I'm going to get up out of here. Live and direct with Trump Tower. I would just say to Trump one more time, make sure you give that, what's the name up here? Give that pardon, man. Give that pardon, Trump. You understand what I'm saying? Give that pardon. I'm signing off. I want to tell everybody, thank you for supporting my channel just by viewing or whatever. We're getting our views back up, man. YouTube did me dirty. I think what they want me to do, they want me to segue and do uploads. I think it's for everybody. I think they try to really turn YouTube into like TikTok, really. And it's like, it ain't working for me. I don't do short form videos like that. You know what I mean? I really don't. But I might be forced to have to. So if that's what I got to do, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm sorry that like it ain't as many people as it usually is in here. Usually when I talk about subjects like this, they don't like it. When I'm talking about Puff and Puff getting a pardon possibly and things of that nature, whatever. A lot of people, they don't like me talking about that. So it's unfortunate, but that's what it is. So for those that don't like it, what do you want me to do? Huh? What do you want me to do? So that's why I stick with that one. Other than that, I enjoyed you guys' time. Thank you for checking me out. I appreciate it. Make sure, if not right now, after this broadcast, you hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. Also, there'll be products that you can also purchase within the description. You'll see it right after this broadcast. For some reason or another, I don't know what it is. Sometimes they don't flash when I'm live, but make sure you get some of those products. I get a commission off those products, so it would help a lot. Appreciate it, guys. One more time, I'm gonna turn this around so you guys can see Trump's out for itself. Okay, bitch, you too close to me with that dog and that baby. I can't stand people like that, like this weirdo ass people. You know what I mean? Like this bitch is just standing here with this baby and these 2 dogs. I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to prove right now? I don't know, people are weird. Anyway, all right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm starving. I'm gonna give me some breakfast since y'all wouldn't help out and make sure your boy eats something. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's a tough world here. Let me go over here and tell these guys thank you real quick. We need to get up out of here, whatever. Hey, thanks. All right, guys, I'm back. I had to tell the cop thank you, man. She let me sit there for a minute. Then I had a little lead up real quick. Hold on 1 second, guys. This freaking ambulance behind me. Y'all hear it? It's like loud as hell. I'm gonna stay with y'all for a few more minutes, all right? Stay with y'all for a few more minutes. There's certain things I can't talk about over there. I see the Gucci store. Gucci. That's for the girls, I guess. Hold on 1 second, guys. Get across the street here. I get hit by a car. Yeah. I'm like tired and sleepy and sick and everything fucking else right now, bro. Guys, make sure y'all hit up that Cash App, support your boy. Give y'all a little view up here. New York City, you heard? In the town, moving and shaking. A lot of people don't want to see me progress, man. It's sad, right? I'm gonna walk down this way. Some fucking coffee, something. Seriously, man. I'm starving. It's the Prada store, yeah, Prada, you know what I'm saying? That's a real Prada store for you cheap bitches, not for real, because chicks be wearing them Prada and don't offend me bags. Oh, man. Whoa. I'm just moving and shaking, so if y'all just want to walk with me or whatever, that's cool. I'm kind of like tired of talking right now, and I ain't getting nothing out. You know what I'm saying? Can I just say this real quick? Does anybody else find it weird and odd that my channel doesn't get supported like everybody else? And I think I got some of the best material. Like I had somebody tell me that the other night. It was like, yeah, you got some good material on your page. I got people don't support it more. I said, man, it's the puff thing. I had to break it down to like 4 or 5 times. That's the puff thing. It's literally the puff thing. As much as covering the trial and everything else or whatever down there, the problem seems to be that we have these little selective groups that got together and they said, hey, we're going to do some podcasts and we're going to chop down, and that's why I talk the way I talk. I'm like, I don't have white people trying to tear me down. I got black people trying to tear me down. That shit is amazing to me because it's coming on behalf of women. You know, women that are not the most stand-up people in the world, to be exact. And so it blows my mind almost every time, but it's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? We're going to continue on. I know I'm going to have to start doing, probably going to have to start doing uploads a little bit more or whatever. That's the sad thing. But I'm definitely going to have to start doing uploads a little bit more. Because obviously, I don't know what they did in that last update, but something changed. I don't know what changed, but something changed. Give me a second, guys. There's a loud machine behind me. Something changed. So I don't know what exactly it was that changed, but they're doing a whole different process now. And they don't want people to do live twists. Like I've watched some of the other content creators, and it's the same thing with them. Their views are down when they're doing lives, but their uploads are up. I said, oh, I get it now. I get it. I'm gonna get all this damn food. I'm like, damn, a nigga ain't even donate $10 to the boy. That's why I don't do, like if anybody know my channel, I used to be everywhere, like everywhere. Let me give y'all an example. This how much shit, this is cheap. That's cheap. And that's what, chicken teriyaki and 1 can of soda. Y'all don't be knowing the food here is expensive as hell. That's why sometimes I'll be like, yo, I just wait till I get back to Connecticut. You know what I mean? I grab me a sandwich or something like that. But other than that, I don't grab too much. It's all be expensive as hell. And it's not just, hold on one second, y'all. I got this loud truck behind me. It's not just this area, it's just like everywhere in New York, it's just expensive as hell. That's why I'm wondering if this guy comes in and things are going to increase or the tariffs and all that shit. All of this shit is expensive over here. For real, for real. What do they got here? Hold on, let me check this place out. I am starving. Give me 2 seconds, guys. You ain't got shit going on, huh? You ain't got shit going on. You see what I mean? Like everything is like $20 or better. This is ramen. Hold on one second. All right, here you guys go. Hey, that's just ramen. $20 for ramen. I'm like, you got your motherfucking mind. I'm out here. And I don't do the McDonald's shit. When you eat that McDonald's shit all the time, that shit'll fuck your stomach up, bro. Let me tell you one thing though, if you want to get full of McDonald's, get a quarter pounder. Get the double quarter pounder. That shit will fill you up, because it's the only thing they got in there is things like real meat. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take y'all somewhere real quick, because I'm around here. I'm gonna show y'all something. Even though I shouldn't be doing it or do it so often, but say, hey, why not? Because I can use this later for what's the name? So I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. So the Luigi Mangione, right? Y'all know Luigi. Hold on, I'm gonna clip this real quick. Y'all know Luigi Mangione. So I did this on the day that he actually did what he did or whatever, but I want to show y'all something. So I'm gonna give y'all a play for play real quick, all right? This is a bonus. So this is the actual Starbucks right here that Luigi Mangione was in, and he bought that coffee before he left out, all right? So this is the actual, literal Starbucks that he bought the coffee from. Now I'm gonna show you how close it was from Luigi walking from there, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So if I go down here and you walk down this block, what you're gonna see is, in my face, in about 2 seconds, what you're gonna see is, hold on one second, let me over here. What you're gonna see is the Marriott Hotel, which is right there. So that's the actual hotel. I'm gonna cross the street, guys. That's the actual hotel right there that you see. Hold on, let me cross the street here. They had some scouts that they had, what's the name, so I could cross it right there. I'm gonna walk y'all over here. I'm gonna show you how quick he got over there. So Luigi, and I had to, and the reason I'm doing this because not only because I'm right here, but I just wanted to run something back. I think a lot of people got it messed up, but I think I got a feeling I know how he did what he did. So check this out. So you saw that was a Starbucks right there, right? That's where Luigi Mangione bought the coffee. This over here, hold on, this is, I said a Marriott, this is a Hilton. Now that Hilton right there is actually where the CEO, Brian, let me see if I can zoom in on it. The CEO, Brian, this is where he was shot and killed, right? But this is something that everybody doesn't show, and I don't know why they don't show it. I don't know why they don't show it, but I'm gonna show y'all something. So, you notice that's on the other block, right? So, at first I thought, well, maybe he would've came through there. Nah, he didn't come through there. I'm gonna show you where Luigi Mangione came from. And I just figured it out the other day, because I'll be over in this area recording sometimes. There's a studio over here, I ain't gonna tell you which one, but I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about though. I said, yeah, I didn't think about that. So let me just walk you guys down here. If you're still with me, you're still with me, but I wanna show you this because I said, that's probably how he did it. So Luigi Mangione, he left, don't look at me like that, motherfucker. Luigi Mangione left out of that Starbucks, right? And what he did was, I guarantee you, I think it's this one. Hold on one second. I'm pretty sure. Is it this one? Yep, it's this one. So what Luigi Mangione probably did was, he came through here. I gotta say one thing, all right? I gotta say one thing. Black women, please stop pretending. When you get to the point that you pretend that men want you, that shit is pathetic. I just walked up and this black chick got up and said some crazy shit under her breath. That's why I ignored her, because I didn't want to interrupt the thing. But she like waited for me, like she pretended like I wanted. Bitch, I didn't even look at you. And like, that shit's funny. Anyway, let me turn this back around. What I think is Luigi Mangione came from here. He walked through here. And this is what I'm figuring. Luigi Mangione walked straight through here. And I don't know why nobody brought this up. And what he did was, he would have came, well, you can come through this way. That's not the hotel. Hotel's over here. He would have came through here. And I'm gonna give y'all a wide perspective so y'all can see. But he would have came from that direction. That's what I'm thinking. He cut from that direction over there. Comes across the street. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. Make sure when cars are coming. Comes across the street. And I'm gonna show you where Brian was actually shot and killed. He comes across the street right there, and then boom. Now right here, this is a restaurant. I'm gonna show you exactly where Luigi Mangione shot and killed the guy. But that's what I'm figuring. So when he came from across the street, which is right here. That's how they having a reenactment. So what I'm figuring is he came through that cut, and I think it's, yes, a little bit further down. He came through that cut right there, and what he did was actually, yeah, it's right here. He came through this cut, and I think it's right here in this corner, but this is where he shot and killed. Yeah, it's right there where those doors are. This is where he shot and killed the guy. So everybody was thinking that he came from like right here. You understand what I'm saying? But no, I think he came from back right there. That's what I'm sticking with right there. So give y'all a little extra bonus or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I just got the footage. It's all good. You know, I mean, I got it anyway. But if you want to, I got footage of the day that I was up here when it happened. Like I said, this is the Hilton, actually where Brian, the CEO, was killed by Luigi Mangione. So I just wanted to give y'all just a quick rehash. And let me take them by, because so many times I get the opportunity and I come through here, whatever, and I just don't ever get to reiterate or say anything to you guys about it. But yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. You know, it really is. But RP to that guy, I don't know the guy, you know, but I don't think anybody should be taken out by a coward like that, especially Luigi Mangione. There's so much fanfare on this guy, like he's just like some fucking superhero or something. I still don't get that, but hey, what are you gonna do, right? Guys, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. Make sure you hit it up and donate. I'm gonna put up the Venmo and the PayPal again. Somebody was like, hey, well, I don't have another option. I'm like, sign up for Cash App, dude. You sign up for Cash App, you're gonna get money back. Like if you use my link, you're gonna get money back. So that's the thing. If you purchase products, I'm gonna get a commission from it. So you have nothing to lose. If you make me drop this bitch, I swear to God, I'll spit on you. Sorry. Oh my God. Yeah, women be fucking crazy nowadays. I'm like, bitch, if you knock this tablet out of my hand, I swear to God, I'm gonna spit on you. Hold on a second. Because I am petty. I wasn't gonna go somewhere else for y'all, but that entails people donate. Stop standing like that. That entails people donating. So, yeah. I do not be doing live just to be doing live. That's just crazy. But this is what I was telling you guys. There used to be a time where I would travel like everywhere with you guys. I mean, you just look at the history of my channel, you'll see that. And whether it was the trials with Diddy or the trial, what's this guy's name, Harvey. I've been a lot of places. You just don't get compensated. So it's unfortunate that you guys say, stop. What's wrong with black dudes? Yo, I gotta talk about this real quick. So, there's like this palette of like, let me show you what I mean. See this guy right here? He's a security guard, right? New York has this thing where they have, I really want to talk about this. New York has this thing of like, I don't know, how can I say it? Like, men with low self-esteem and black women with low self-esteem and like typically don't have shit going on, they have this like extreme of it. So I'm looking at it and I'm putting in a comparison of how I live out in Connecticut, and I'm just like, bitch, we're not the same. You know what I mean? But they'll go like out of their way to be rude, and that's what I like about it. You know, they go out of their way to be rude. So like he waited until I walked past them, And then he turned around like a bitch. I don't know, I just can't accept that. And acted like he was talking on the phone. I said, that's what females do. Men don't do shit like that. Females do shit like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of these guys got like a lot of feminine energy with them. You know what I mean? Like, don't you see me, bitch? Ass motherfuckers. These are dudes, you know? It's kind of weird. Anyway, listen. That kind of bitch ass stuff went into effect with a lot of people telling people don't donate to me, don't support my channel, or whatever. Hey, if people can concoct you to do things like that or whatever, hey man, that's just what it is. You know, I'm not gonna what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not gonna haggle people and try to get them to, you know, purchase one of the products or anything like that. I really don't care. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to find somewhere to sit down real quick before I take off. I know about the English. I can sit right here. I don't haggle people to buy things from me or anything like that. I don't haggle people to donate or nothing like that or whatever, what any of these other people are telling you. It's just, I say things on here that are honest. Yesterday and a couple of days, I've been saying to people, hey, if you can't feed the people, you can't lead the people. So everybody was like, yo, you're crazy, da 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 da. I said, no, I don't see anybody doing anything. And if I do see it, I'll film it. And so yesterday I was out and about, and I saw a group that was feeding people in the community. I thought it was the best thing I'd ever seen in my life. I mean, even if they had the little bit they had to offer, it was enough to fill somebody's stomach up. And so I was grateful to not only see that, but I filmed it. And I wanted to film it because I wanted to give an example of that's helping people in the community or whatever. Now, you don't have to help me. I can care less. I know Black Americans are not with me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And that's cool. You know, that's just part of life you gotta live through. And it's better to know this now at this young age than knowing it when I'm 70 or 80 and putting, you know, dedication and things like that. So I'll say to you this. You don't have to support my channel. We will make it. You don't have to support and hit the like button. We will make it. But when I do, and it comes back to, well, big money sororities and all that shit, please don't ask me for any help. Don't ask me for any help. Don't say, yo, Davin, the children need you. I don't want to hear any of that shit, all right? Because I'm going to give you the same energy that you guys gave me. I know for a fact now, and I got to teach this to my kid one of these days, or kids one of these days, and that's the sad part about it. Son, daughter, if you ever need any peril, do not depend on African Americans. They're not going to have your back. You understand? Especially who I'm raising you to be. And that's one of the contentions I've had to come through. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you have to be anti them either, but just keep in mind that these people are not your friends. These people are not, I can't tell you how many times, I've been out all since last night. I was recording a little bit or whatever. I can't tell you how many times, I actually lost count of it. How many times I've had black dudes, just specifically black dudes or black women, go by and give me some dirty look, or they do this like weird shit where they'll like pretend like they're talking on the phone out of the blue and shit. Like it's always some antagonizing shit. And like I think a lot of people when they use that term black fatigue or whatever, no, those are niggas. We don't like niggas either. And I think it's an insult to people of intellect, people of degree and tier that are black American. I think it's an insult that they get high patented and this behavior is somehow or another. Because like, listen, I done been through all kinds of shit. I done shot at a couple motherfuckers, everything else. But what I ain't never did was I ain't never went around starting problems with people. I can name at least roughly probably like 12 times within a 4-hour period. You know, so that goes to speak a measure right there. There's something wrong. I don't know what that wrong is, but there's something wrong with this whole new law. You know, I'm tough, I'm a gangster, and then the girls are like halfway men and shit. Like, it's crazy, man. I have the law of black girls, or older black women too. They'll do this thing when they walk in front of me, they'll start humming like a slave tune or some shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. I've had that happen like 4 or 5 times. Let's see what else. The other one the black dudes do is they'll walk past you and they'll wait till they get right in front of your face, and then they'll act like they're talking on the phone to make them seem like they're important, I guess. The girls, they'll do this thing where they'll start staring at their phone, same thing, they start talking out of the blue. It's like, it's weird behavior, man. And I'm like, is this behavior because you want me to pay attention to you, or is this behavior because that's how you really feel? You know, and it's hard to distinguish shit. So, yeah, man, I'm good with that shit. Like, I ain't got time to be dating no chicks with mental problems. That's a mental problem. Give me a second, guys. I'm just lighting a cigarette. Just some weird behavior, man. Give me a second, I'm just lighting a cigarette. Give me a second, guys. Yo, this lighter ain't shit. I bought a brand new lighter, and it ain't a brand new lighter. Let me put it that way. This definitely ain't a brand new lighter. And the fucker charged me $3 for it. Y'all believe that? Give me a second, I got another one. My other lighter worked better. Crazy work, man. He charged me $3 for a lighter that barely, like, lights. Look, this is the same thing. And I bought another one because this one didn't work. What's going on with big lighters nowadays? Y'all going bankrupt or something? I got it. Big lighters suck nowadays, bro. Ooh, shit. God damn it. You gonna say I dropped my cigarette and shit? Fuck. Alright, I'm back, y'all. So like I was saying, right? I'm just gonna let this thing go dead, y'all. This will. I don't give a shit. Give me 1 second. So shut the fuck up, bitch. You're Asian, Middle Eastern man. You are not white man. That's all I'm saying. End quote. End quote. End quote. An Asian man, a Latin man, a Middle Eastern man is not a white guy. Okay? I grew up around white men. You're not a white guy. But it's great to pretend. I think that bears its own point of mental illness too, where somebody pretends they're a whole different fucking nationality than they are. That's crazy work. Y'all want to see this is Radio City Musical. Let me turn this around. There we go. Okay, so I won this Radio City Musical right here. Heard? See, I'm taking y'all on tours and shit. I ain't fucking with you, huh? I ain't. It's all good. We're gonna cut down there. Let me see what the traffic is like. Y'all give me a second. Stop staring me in my fucking face like that, faggot. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me get across the street. The fucking traffic is crazy. I keep forgetting, it's like, you know, getting Manhattan right now. It's like, we're everywhere. Go. Give me a second, guys. That's something I got to finish my cigarette real quick. I'm going to take you over and let you guys see this real quick. This is a real interesting little thing right here. I wanted to show you guys this. I don't know how good you guys can see that mural, but it's actually a depiction of like fallen angels. And this is on NBC. I think that's God. But this mural was put up there. It's been there forever. And that's actually NBC inside there, so you guys can see. All right, move over. Thank you. All right, let me take you guys over here real quick. Got the Rockettes out here, Christmas spectacular, you know. It's getting to start feel like holiday in New York. I like that. I like that. As I said, give you guys like one of these little walking tours like these guys do all the time. So I said, let me do one of these. Let's do one of these little walking tours real quick. So hopefully some of you like it, some of you won't. Oh man, I lost everybody who gives a shit, right? All right, y'all. Let me cut this off. Ain't no enjoyment in talking to these people. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm gonna get up off of here. Because evidently I thought that everybody would like to walk. Oh, excuse me. I thought everybody would want to walk around New York with me, but evidently you don't. So it's all good. Don't worry about it. I appreciate the few people that did come here. Other than that, I will do what y'all want me to do. I will regulate myself doing uploads. The hate is deep, boy, on YouTube. That's one thing I just want to say before I get off of here. I have never witnessed an environment like this app right here, where the main modus operandi, go fuck yourself. The main modus operandi here, evidently, is to hate as many people as you possibly can. Right? Even the people that sit with each other, act like they like each other, they hate on each other. So it's a weird space to be in when you're trying to vlog or whatever. And I'm at the point now, I'm just like, I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? These people are not friends, they're not cool, nothing. The whole time when I was live here, when I went to go check and see how many times I was actually flagged. So you know I've been flagged like 4 times for talking about Puff. That's fucking hilarious. Like, I'm like, yo, what kind of men flag other men's pages because they're talking about something they don't like? Oh, I know, a bitch. You know what I mean? For real. You gotta be a mentally ill. If you're a troll, like the guy that was in here at 10 o'clock this morning, or you're somebody that's online and you're flagging people just for spite because of what they're talking about, you're a bitch. And I think that need to be addressed a little bit more. There's a lot of men bitches out here. You know what I mean? Like, straight raised off from mama. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about somebody from the LGBTQ or something like that. They got more bravado than them motherfuckers. 10 o'clock in the morning, dog, you trolling? Like, because I'm talking about Puff? That's a special kind of mental illness. Well, let's talk about the ones that make multiple profiles and keep coming back. You a special type of crazy. You know what I mean? So I don't know what we can do about it, probably nothing. But I always like to speak about it because at the very least I like to embarrass the mentally ill motherfuckers. Like, you do, like, the trolling thing is getting old. Like, for one, most people are too old to be trolling. Some of these motherfuckers been on here for 10 years and still trolling. Like, 10 years and you're still trolling, dog? Like, it's crazy. So whether it's flagging or whether it's making, propaganda videos, I guess that's what we call it. I get the brunt of it, you know what I'm saying? So to the point where, as you see right here, where nobody wanted to support my channel and make sure your boy got breakfast at the very least, you're seeing what the reality is. The reason they want to do it is because they put proposition into thinking like that. Now, this is all facilitated by African Americans. Nobody white did this. Nobody Latino did this. This is by Black Americans, and specifically doing on behest of women. So I just want to make sure that sticks out when we tell the story, all right? Well, other than that, yeah, I'm all good, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't hate all black chicks. All right, I gotta go because I ain't making no money. Evidently, my material ain't good enough for y'all. So y'all have a good afternoon. Somebody said, no, we're not gonna donate. I can care less. To the people that did show up, I appreciate y'all, man. If you give a like or whatever, especially those people. Other than that, I don't give a shit. All right, y'all have a good day. Hope y'all enjoyed the show for free.